Hi everyone, myself Laxmi Prasanna, working as assistant professor in CSC department at Marri Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. Today my topic is arrays in C. So what is meant by array? An array is defined as an ordered set of similar data items. All the data items of an array are stored in consecutive memory location in RAM. So array is it can take it as an similar types of data items. Like I am taking integer, float, character, and double. These all are data types. An array is defined as an ordered set of similar data items. All the data items of an array stored in consecutive memory location. So array is initialized with suppose A. So A of 5. So size is 5 something. So A is nothing but array name. So A is nothing but array name and the size is 5 here. So array index is start with 0 to n minus 1. So suppose I am taking the size is 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0 to n minus 1 means 5 minus 1. Here the data can be stored in a memory like as an index wise. So 0 to n minus 1. So our size is A of 5. So A is nothing but array name. So A is nothing but array name and similar data items we have to store in a consecutive memory location. So that is called as an array. The elements of an array are of same data type like integer A of 5. Integer A of 5. Same data type. So we are taking as an integer either float, either character. We are taking at least of an array or same data type and each item can be accessed using the same name. So same name means here I am giving the name as A. So you have to take any name here. So A, B, something like that. So you have to take the name as similar name and you have to take the size is optional one. So array name is A here. So an array is a derived data type. So array is a derived data type. So the data types are three types: primitive data types, user defined data types, and derived data types. So an array is a derived data type. An array can be stored the finite ordered collection of homogeneous data elements in a consecutive memory location. So in an array we can store n number of values at a time. So we have to store the student data. So the students are 100 members or 1000 members are there. So in that you have to mention the size here and we can store the data in a memory easily. So because of it can store 0 to n minus 1. So the index of the array is 0 to n minus 1. So suppose for example, list of employees in an organization. In one organization we have a number of employees are there. So in that list of employees can store in an organization test score of class students and list of customers and their telephone numbers and list of students in the college. And for example, we can represent the 100 students suppose. So student is an name of the particular array. So name of the particular array is student and the size is 100. So we can store the elements are 0 to n minus 1. 100 minus 1. We can store the elements are 99 elements are stored in a particular memory. So here student is array name and the size is, it is what it is called as an index or subscript. So it is the square bracket is called as an index or subscript. The square bracket is represented as index or subscript. So in that you have to mention the size here. Suppose 1000 number of students are there. So 1000 minus 1. So 1000 minus 1 means 999 students are enter into the particular memory. So we have a number of examples are there. The students in the college or employees in the organization. So the array name is same here. The student, it is what? It is an array name, and the size is mandatory. You have to give it as the index is called as an subscript. So it is also called as an index or subscript. We are mentioning or initializing the array. Mandatory you have to mention as a square bracket. So A of 5, like this you have to mention. A is nothing but array name, and square bracket is nothing but subscript. So how to declare of an array? So normal a variable declaration. So suppose for example, how to represent a variable int a is equals to 10. So int a is equals to 10. A particular memory, it can store the data, and suppose for example, it is a memory location. The variable can be stored here. So the data is what that value is 10, and it is a variable, and it is a value, and it is a memory address of the memory. So we have to take the data type is called as an integer. It will take 2 bytes of data. So 2020 up to 2022. So every byte it will take the 2 bytes of data. It is a normal variable declaration. So in an array, we have to mention like this: data type, variable name, and size of an array particularly. So int a of 5, it allocates the block of memory locations. So block of memory locations are nothing but A is nothing but an array name. So A is a of array name. So A 0 to n minus 1, because of the size is what? 5. So 5 is 0 to n minus 1. So 0 to n minus 1 means 0 to 4. So it is a memory locations. So 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 block. So memory, it can store the values is like this. So float b of 3, suppose for example. So float means 4 bytes of data. Character means 1 byte of data. Like this, you have to take any data type, but the array name is same to the similar values. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Array is start with the index is 0 and end with size minus 1. So suppose I am taking the size here a of 5, and the memory locations are like this: 0 to n minus 1. It is a declaration of an array. So how to initialize the values in an array? So a is equals to 10 I am taking. So a of 5 is equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I am taking the values here: 0 to n minus 1. So 0 to 5 minus 1. So 0 to 4 here. So mandatory you have to mention the values in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So a of 5 is equals to values are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So curly braces, you have to use the initialization of an array. So in array, we have a 3 types array there: one dimensional array, two dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. So array is a derived data type. So one dimensional array, two dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. One dimensional means it is the simplest form of an array in which the list of elements are stored in contiguous memory location and are accessed using only one subscript. So int a of 5. So it is a one subscript can be used as a one dimensional array. So a of 5 and suppose 3. So like this, it is a two dimensional array. So it is nothing but rows and columns. So we have to use one subscript or one index is called as an one dimensional array, and two subscripts we have to use in a two dimensional array. Array must be declared before they are used so that the compiler can allocate the space of the memory. So declaration of one dimensional array is data type, array name, and the size. Int a of 10. Here data type is specifies the array of an elements, and array name indicates the name of the array variable, and the size specify the number of elements in the array. A list of elements can be given one variable name using only one subscript. So int a of 5 is a one subscript. So here I have to give the elements 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it is like one dimensional array. The declaration of this is data type, array name and size. The initialization of this is in A of I and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can initialize array elements in the place of their declaration of itself. Type, array name and size and the list of elements are separated with the comma. So elements can be separated with the comma. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So mandatory you have to give this format, and again you have to each and element are separated with the comma. So in this also we have compile time initialization and runtime initialization are there. The compile time initialization means the array of elements is initialized at the time of the program is written. So at the time of the program you have to mention the variable or elements is called as a compile time initialization. Runtime means automatically it will taken as an program is called as a runtime initialization. So compile time initialization means the array of elements is initialized at the time of the program is written is called as an compile time initialization. The syntax of the one dimensional array is type, array name, size and list of elements separated with the comma. And runtime initialization. Runtime initialization means the array can be initialized at runtime means the array elements are initialized after the compilation of the program is called as an runtime. In any program, we have to take the number of elements we are using the for loop concept. So here void main int a of 5 and printf enter array elements and I equal to 0, I less than 5 and I plus plus. Scanf percentile d address of a of I enter array elements. So here suppose a of 0, a of 1, a of 1, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4, a of 5. So here elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So automatically it will store it as a runtime. After compilation of the program, it will take the values in an array. So it is called as a runtime. So declaration of two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array consisting of rows and columns between it is stored in the memory. 2D storage is available. So row major representation and column and major representation. The syntax of the two-dimensional array is data type, array name, size 1 and size 2. So here A of 2 and 3. So how many number of elements? 2 into 3 is equals to 6 elements are we are enter into an array. So here A of 0 0 is equals to 10, A of 0 1 is equals to 1 and A of 0 2 is equals to 30, A of 1 0 is equals to 40, A of 1 1 is equals to 50, A of 1 2 is equals to 60. So it is a column row representation and it is a column representation. It is a tabular format. Tabular format, it is rows and it is columns. Okay, so it is a rows and here it is rows and it is columns. So 2 is a rows and 3 is a columns. How many number of elements we are enter? 6 elements. So data type, array name, size 1 and size 2. Size 1 is represented as rows, size 2 is represented as columns. So how to initialize the two-dimensional array? So data type, array name, row size and column size int A of 3, 2. So 3 into 2 is equals to 6 elements. So elements are separated with the comma. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Rows and columns and again A of 0, 0, 10. A of 0, 1 is equals to 20. A of 1, 0 is equals to 30. A of 1, 1 is equals to this format I have to represent it is like as matrix representation. So A of 1, 1 is equals to 40. A of 2, 0 is equals to 50. A of 2 1 is equals to 60. So it is rows and it is columns. How many number of elements? 6 elements are entered into the two-dimensional array. So it is a compile time initialization. In runtime initialization, I have to take in a programmatical manner. So data type, array name. So the compiler, it will take the automatically the elements are taken in a by the compiler is called as an compile time initialization. After compilation of the program, it will provide the elements is called as an runtime. After execution of the program, will give the values by using the loop. Read the values. Here we are using the two loops initialization for rows and columns. So I am using here rows and columns. I is for rows and j is for columns. So I am taking two variables here, I and j. I is for rows and j is for columns. Here I have to mention the rows and this is a rows. Suppose it is a columns. So I for rows and j for columns. So 3 rows here int a of 3 and 2. So I for rows, j for columns. So I for 3 and j for 2. How many number of elements are entered? 6 elements are entered here. So first of all, for I equal to 0, 0 less than 3, condition is true. Then enter into the body of the loop, 0 less than 2. Then enter into the true and then enter into the body of the loop. Address of a of I is how much? I is 0 and j is 0. So a of 0, 0 is printed. And again it can move to the for loop j is equals to 0. So first the inner loop will be executed, then after it can move to the outer loop. And again j is equals to 1 less than 2 and again condition is true, then enter into the body of the loop a of 0 1 here. So then again move to the j is equals to 2. So 2 less than 2, condition is true again. So a of 0 2 values is printed. And next and again the inner loop is completed, then move to the outer loop. J is equal I is equals to 1 less than 3, then enter into the body of the loop. So how many number of rows completed? 3 rows and 2 columns. After that only they have to printed the elements here. So a of 0 0, a of 0 1, a of 1 0, a of 1 1, a of 2 0, a of 2 1. Then only the completion of the loop will be done in the runtime initialization. In two-dimensional array, we have to take rows and columns mandatory. It is a matrix representation of two-dimensional array. Row representation and column and representation is there. Most important, row major representation, column and major representation. It is represented as like matrix format. The best example for the two-dimensional array is matrix addition, matrix multiplication and matrix transpose of a matrix. And what is meant by multi-dimensional array? So multi-dimensional array is nothing but a two-dimensional array. So here also you have to take the rows and columns. And again multi-dimensional array, it is also called it as a three-dimensional array or two-dimensional array. So these all are runtime initialization and compile time initialization of one-dimensional and two-dimensional array. It is an introduction of array, how to represent and how to initialize and how to declare the variables in an array. Thank you everyone.